Hey folks, it's Mark here from Harmonix Tuition, back today with an intermediate progressive metal riff for you. There's a few little movements in there that you'll need to be aware of. Obviously the picking as well is going to be a main thing because it's more of a right hand thing, but there is a little bit of left hand involved because you do have to hold chords for quite a while and move around with them. So it will help your grip strength and it will help your right hand. Okay, so I'll demonstrate it now and then we'll break it down. And at the end of the breakdown, I'll give you some tips and advice on what I think you should be doing to get it sounding really great and some ideas, okay? So stick around to the end for that. All right, let's go. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you the chordal positions first, okay? And then I'll go through the pattern of what I do and the fingerings that I use in the next section. Okay, so I'm just going to show you the areas on the neck first. So we're in the E position here. So I'm covering frets 7, 9, and 11. Okay, and then the next movement that I do is just a C and then a D. And I'm doing that on the bottom string. So I'm coming up here on the low E and I'm going 8, 10, 12 respectively across the low E, the A and the D. And then I'm just moving that all up 2 frets. So 10, 12, 14. Okay. Then I go back to the E position. And then the next chord I do is I do the C again. But this time I drop down to the A position. Okay. You can hear that progressive kind of sound coming through. It's nice. So those are the chordal positions. What we'll do now in the next section is we'll talk about how I'm fingering it, okay? And I'll give you some tips with that too. Okay, so in this section, we're looking at the actual fingerings I'm using. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually using my first, third, and pinky. And the reason I'm not using my second is because I personally feel, for me, that this is more like a power chord with an extension feel for me, just the way that I play power chords, okay? Now you can use your first, second, and fourth fingers if you want. So you'll be using your second finger here on the 9 on the D. But you just got to make sure when you're doing that that you can really properly, firmly bar your first finger down like that so it can catch that 7 there without losing your grip on the upper notes. Okay, that's really important. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm alternating between frets 11, 9, and 7 on the G to create the sound. Okay, so I'm picking through A, D, and G. And then what I do there is I go down to 7, 9, 7. Okay, then 7, 9, 9. Then back to 7, 9, 7. And then I'm just doing like a hammer on to get back to the 9. So like that. Sounds pretty cool, yeah? Okay, so the sequence I'm doing here for the two sort of in-between chords is I'm going E, A, D, E, A, D, E, D. Okay, so there's actually a string skip there. And the first time through, my pinky is going to be on 12. And then the second time through, I'm actually going to flatten my third finger and bar both 10s across the A and the D. Once I've done that, I just pick E and then back on the 12 on the D. So there's a string skip there. So what you get when you do that is this. Okay, so if you notice here, I'm actually string skipping the A the second time. And then all I do there, quite simply, is I just shift this chord up 2 frets. Like that. So if you remember what I did the first time around in the E position, if we just isolate the G string here, the notes I was playing on the G string, I was playing 11, 7, 9, 7, 7, 9 with a hammer on, okay? But what I'm actually doing this time is I'm going 11, 7, 9, 7, and then I'm gonna go like that. I'm actually gonna play the 11 and slide it up with my pinky. So like that. Okay, that's what I do there. And then the second time, do the same thing I did the first time. But this time I go down to the A position. Okay, so E, A, D, E, A, D, E, D. So moving on to the picking, what I'm actually doing here is I'm doing pretty much predominantly down, down, up all the time. Okay, now you can do all downs if you want, it's up to you. I just like going down, down, up, down, down, up. Just sounds good to me, okay? And when it comes to the string skip, it's quite a big outside the string pick. So there I'm picking down and then up, okay? And I'm missing out the A altogether. So you're gonna have to work on that if you're not used to doing that, okay? In those different chordal positions. So in terms of recommendations, like I say, I go down, down, up when I pick. If you haven't tried that picking style before, I suggest you try it because it makes you a little bit better at outside the string picking. And incidentally, when I do the string skips, they are outside the string, okay? So I'm picking down on the E and I'm picking up on the D and missing out the A altogether. And that's quite a big movement, especially for outside the string, okay, where you have to move that a little bit more anyway. So if you're not used to doing that, give it a try. It will help your picking overall, okay? So it will, do something for your right hand at least. Hey guys, intermediate playlist here. And if you enjoyed this lesson today, check this one out next, okay? See you later. Bye-bye.